We're winding up on our group of videos here on our different questions, and the last question that we probably get asked the most is, Bob, what bulb should I use? Now, this is an important question, but probably one of the hardest to answer, and we're going to go through that in this short video. Obviously, natural sunlight is the absolute best. So we have to ask you what kind of habitat you have. Is your habitat like this? Or is it like this? This is one of our rehabilitation habitats. Or is it more this size? Now, obviously, none of the habitats we've shown you are going to be exactly like yours, but we're asking about what the requirements are in order to be able to give it good light and heat and make sure that we have multiple basking areas so your animal can be healthy and happy. Here you see in this habitat, although most people won't have a need for a size this large, but the idea is understand one of the most important things about setting up lighting and heating is making sure that your habitat is large enough to be able to set it up properly and safely. Now, over here, we have two of our fantastic Mega Ray heat projectors. These are lightless heat projectors that will give him a basking spot during the day that's like the shade and still be able to keep him warm like his ambient air temperatures would be in his natural habitat. As we come along to the windows, we have two halogen spot lamps that will direct heat down to a basking area with a special Mega Ray zoologist bulb. Now, this is very close for a zoologist bulb, really, but we have lowered the UV in this bulb so we make sure that he has just about 100 microwatts at this distance. These halogen spot bulbs that create heat are set on a thermostat up above with a probe temp right here. This will allow these spotlights, which create heat, to go out when the basking temperature gets warm enough here with the sun coming in. As we go along to the side over here, we'll notice that we have a series of timers that will turn our lights on and off to be able to give us the proper daylight cycle. Now, one of the great things about having huge windows is that the natural sun actually produces the light cycle that we need coming in through here. Now, in a habitat this size, which is probably rather large for a lot of the people that use our bulbs, but rather small for an animal that would be displayed by this doll that you see inside the cage. This habitat, even though being this size, which is one of our rehabilitation habitats for sick animals we get in, has the whole lighting cycle that we've been talking about. We have a 100-watt Mega Ray up on the lighting fixture right there, which is about 18 inches away from that shelf, making it about 14 inches away from the animal. We have a fluorescent tube that goes on during the middle of the day that we've talked about in our lighting video, and then we have one of our fantastic Mega Ray heat projectors on this end, which we keep on 24 hours a day, so the animal has a secondary basking spot plus lots of room to be able to get away from the light and heat if it just should decide it needs to cool down. We have to tell you that our personal feeling and experience tells us that this is really the very smallest any reptile should be in. Maybe if you had a baby bearded dragon or you had some natural North American anoles, this is the smallest we want to have. So the size of the habitat is essential to make sure you can set up your lighting and heating properly. We're going to use a series of bulbs. Reptile lighting is what? A process, okay? Not a bulb. So what we're going to do is show you how to set these up so they'll work in conjunction with one another to give us a very sophisticated system for just a little bit of money. A series of timers to be able to accomplish this, and really a fourth fixture with a heat emitter can be used to complement this. Now, the larger the habitat, the more lights we're going to need to do this. But in this small habitat, these will do. Here we have a 5000K fluorescent bulb. We have a halogen bulb, and we have an EV 60-watt bulb in a habitat this small. Well, now that we've gone over these different products and these different size habitats, one thing we can say is that if you're using the mega ray, you're using the right bulb. So what you have to decide now is what wattage is going to fit in your habitat. If you watch the other videos, you know that reptile lighting is a process, not a bulb. So we're going to have a lot of different energy being used in your habitat to give us the right reptile lighting quality. So if we go back to the fact that if you set your lighting and heating up and then use an incandescent bulb where you plan to use the mega ray, you can find out what wattage mega ray will fit your habitat. Now, we thank you very much for coming and watching our videos and showing your concern and love for your animal by educating yourself, which most people won't do. So thank you and have a great day.